The morning that changed everything. The sun hadn't fully risen yet when the lights on the 42nd floor began to flicker on, one by one. Outside, New York was waking in silence, wrapped in an amber glow that reflected off the glass panels of Whitmore & Co. Inside, the faint tapping of keyboards and the drip of coffee marked the start of another day of meetings, goals and deadlines. But among the expensive suits and heels clicking on marble floors, there was someone almost invisible. His name was Michael Dunn, the morning shift janitor. He wore a worn-out grey jumpsuit with a crooked badge hanging from his pocket. While everyone else rushed in, he had already been there for hours, collecting cups, cleaning tables, trying not to be seen. That morning, the hallway floors reflected the sky itself, spotless, shining. Michael took pride in that shine. It was the only recognition he ever got, until one slip, quite literally, changed everything. When he entered the main conference room, he noticed a stack of papers left on the glass table. Thinking they were scraps, he gathered them up to wipe the surface. A quick spray from his disinfectant bottle hit the pile directly. Only then did he see the gold seal at the top. Confidential proposal, investor meeting. The ink began to blur and run. Panic hit like a punch. Michael tried to dry the pages, but it only got worse. When the door opened, the CEO, Victoria Hale, stood there watching. A woman of sharp posture, known for never forgiving delays, mistakes, or excuses. The silence that followed was almost tangible. The directors behind her exchanged uneasy glances, waiting for the inevitable. Michael felt the blood drain from his face. I thought it was trash, Ms. Hale," he stammered. "I'm so sorry. I can try to reprint." Victoria walked forward slowly and picked up one of the soaked pages. For a moment, the air seemed frozen. Then she saw something in the lower corner, handwritten and nearly washed away. "Please read carefully." "I did the best I could." She recognized the handwriting. It belonged to Evan, the young marketing intern who had spent the past few weeks trying to prove himself. Victoria remembered dismissing him coldly 2 days earlier, saying he wasn't good enough. For a moment, the world of steel and glass around her seemed to fade. She looked at Michael, a tired man with calloused hands and eyes full of fear, and something inside her broke quietly. "It's all right," she said finally. Her voice came out soft, almost a whisper. "It was an accident." The murmuring of the executives stopped. One of them began to protest. "But ma'am, the investors—" Victoria raised her hand, silencing him. Then she turned to Michael. "Go have some coffee, please." "I'll take care of this." Michael hesitated, confused. "Ma'am, I can pay for the damage if I have to." "No damage," she replied. Maybe this was luck. He left the room, still uncertain. Hours later, the meeting went on using digital backups from another department. But Victoria couldn't focus. Michael's look, his trembling apology, and the faded words on that page stayed in her mind. At the end of the day, she went down to the basement, where the cleaning staff kept their supplies. Michael was there, changing a mop head. When he saw her, he almost dropped the bucket. Victoria smiled, a rare sight. "Do you have children?" she asked. "Yes, ma'am." "A boy, 7 years old. Wants to be an engineer someday." She nodded slowly, thinking of her own father, who had once been a janitor in a building just like this. "You know," she said, "my father used to tell me that real greatness belongs to those who keep everything running while the rest of the world sleeps. You reminded me of that today." Then she handed him a plain envelope. Inside was a letter bearing the company's logo. An offer, maintenance and cleaning supervisor with triple pay and reduced hours. Michael stood frozen, unsure if he was dreaming. Victoria added quietly, "There's also a scholarship included. For your son." He tried to speak, but no words came out. He simply cried, and so did she. That night, as the city lights shimmered outside, Michael walked home with light steps, as if the ground no longer weighed him down. When he arrived, his son ran to him holding a drawing, a glass tower, and at the top, a smiling man in a grey uniform. In the corner, it read, "My dad is my hero," from her office on the 42nd floor. Victoria looked out the window and smiled to herself. Sometimes, she thought, life sends small accidents just to see if we still know how to rise and help others rise too.